What?
No, go ahead. You go.
Welcome to episode 382 of the Cigar Hustler podcast. Go to Michael.
Bing bong.
Hello. We are recording the podcast officially.
We have no events coming up because this is the Monday before the Wednesday leave for the PCA, so there's no events going on.
Yes, and the chaos is abundant at this current moment.
Yes, as usual, we are waiting to the last minute to do everything.
Wait a second. How are we waiting the last minute? What are we waiting for the last minute for?
Why are we waiting until the last minute?
What do you think we're waiting for last? I want to know. What do you think we're waiting for last minute?
Oh, not that there's not anything specific we're waiting to do at the last minute. There's just a lot to do, and it is the last minute.
Okay, so like there are things that you can't avoid that you have to build like at that moment, right?
Oh, I guess.
So what is it? What's? I'm curious to know what it is that isn't that we haven't prepared for, because we've been doing a lot of things to prepare.
I think Palmer was probably looking for the word of finishing touches.
Yeah, maybe the finish.
Oh, you were looking for the finish.
Do we have our shirts ready?
The shirts will be arriving today.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Shipping issues.
We ordered them last week.
They came from California.
Oh, tariff issues.
Yeah.
I had to update the price list again yesterday.
Okay. Now, why did you have to?
That's not our fault. I understand,
right.
but it is part of the Poshik family's fault.
Well, yeah. I mean, unfortunately,
things happen. I understand. Things get ready.
I think things happen. I think that I'm trying to not say because I just did that podcast with Stogie.
Yeah, I watched part of it yesterday
with Boston Jimmy, and I said a bajillion times. Drove me
he
nuts.
asked really good questions.
He did. It was a very good podcast.
Yeah.
What I can say though is, it's like adult daycare when it comes to these other brands that we handle.
Sure.
They're like,
right.
New Cigar.
Right.
Okay.
Surprise!
Okay. Well, we could have known. And,
Skip had one last week before we did. Hey, look at that.
And look, I love these guys. It's no big deal.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. No.
We should almost do like a meeting at PCA with them. Say, okay, listen, this is how you can make my life a little bit easier,
right?
To help make you more money, right?
Right.
Greg is right now on his way to go pick up Phosphoro from the port.
Those are coming in.
Yeah, like right now.
Right.
Perfect.
That's happening.
Right.
Perfect.
So, but I think I've done everything I possibly can to try and avoid some pitfalls. Like I made sure that we got the car rental a few days in advance. I mean, it's not like we don't have hotel stay. We have all these things covered,
we have hotel. Well, up till the end of last week, all we had was the hotel.
And that's good.
I don't know how this normally sets up, so I mean, maybe that's ahead of schedule for our operation.
Here's what's big. Here's what's more important: the appointments.
Right. Yeah.
How long have you been working on the appointments?
Oh, forever. It seems like forever.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah.
So that's really, I mean, being able to navigate your time while you're there is really the significant portion of things, right?
Right.
Having the price sheets, right? Okay, but I knew that there were going to be wrenches thrown into that, not by us, but by...
Right. Things have to be added and deleted, and Paul says there might be a typo, but he got one 3 versions ago, so I might have already fixed that, but now I'm panicking and I have to go look for typos.
But at the end of the day, is a typo going to break you?
Somebody will keep pointing it out. I'm not saying you.
It's just Coop. If Coop wants to point it out, let him.
Everybody walks up. You spelled Postano wrong.
San Andreas is wrong. San Andreas is wrong.
Right.
I said it.
Can't you guys spell San Andreas?
Coop, it's not my fault. But Coop wouldn't even notice that the San Andreas was spelled wrong if we didn't instantly send an email out afterwards.
Well, his wife. He said his wife caught. Oh, and his wife caught his. He misspelled it too. That's what it was.
And he's worried about us owning it or something.
Right.
I'm not going to own it just because I know that it aggravates you.
Maybe we have a young lady named Andrea, and it's San Andrea.
Yeah,
it's hers.
It's
we're naming it after her. But she died, but now we can't because Coop blew it up.
Yeah, she was the original rebellious warrior in Poland. First person who died in Poland.
Right. Andrea Shanapovic.
Yeah.
That was her.
Ski. You got to add the ski at the end.
I thought there was an it's on the end. That was okay.
No. I guess it's over.
Stepankevich.
Yeah.
Shanapovic.
That's fair. So, yeah, I mean, chaos. But anyways, continue, please.
All right, today on the Patreon, we are doing the Knuckle Sandwich 50. I'm not doing the hand thing. Knuckle Sandwich 57 today.
Well, we turned off the autofocus, so I don't recommend
so it wasn't working anyway. It's weird because I'm not really looking at a camera. I'm looking at the teleprompter.
Yeah, 18.8 grams.
18.8 grams. Yeah, but we're not going to have this size.
They got a lot of things coming out. They
do. There's 3 cigars in today's news.
The Independence Day Warhead thing.
Oh, that one's not in because that came out a couple days. The news.
Yeah, that one looks kind of cool.
Independence.
And they hinted that they're coming out with another La Bamba this year.
Another La Bamba. You know, the American one's going to be, Boots is going to buy that one by the case.
Yes.
America.
It doesn't matter what it costs.
Yeah. Oh, how much is it?
He likes to up the price. So if you guys want to up the price.
No, don't up the price.
Don't up the price.
Yeah, he's all for higher pricing.
Higher pricing. All right, trending stories this week. It's National Beer Day.
Oh.
We should be drinking a beer on the show.
I don't really drink beer.
Yeah.
Blue Jays signed a first baseman for $5 million.
Interesting.
Okay. $5 million. Doesn't sound like a lot for baseball.
500 million.
500 million, sorry. 500 million, yes. That's a lot for baseball, right? Is that a lot?
In today's, yeah. I mean, that's what everybody's
I mean, it's
getting.
15 years. We'll get into the story when we get it.
We'll get into that, but half a billy sounds like a lot.
You would think.
Yeah.
To play ball.
God bless America.
All right, from Hong Kong, where, Jonathan Drew was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Global markets plunge as Trump's tariffs into Asia stocks into a tailspin.
Okay.
Bitcoin drops below 80,000.
Yes.
And then in cigars, we have the PCA update and day one schedule. Black Star Line parts ways with Cliff Nelson. Now, who's going to call us David Banner and the Hulk?
Nobody.
You
want to see if he's available and try and get him in? Try and have him cover Postania? Just let him terrorize PCA?
Oh, just let him run around? We have the next person to be taken by a flashy smile. Luciano Cigars has a new partner.
Interesting.
What happened to his old partner? He was making cigars with Placencia or something.
Well, he did. That was supposedly happening.
And then you just don't hear anything. Nothing
I
happened.
think you got to pay. I think that's what that.
We need the money.
I think that's what that boils down.
When it comes time for the invoice, it's over.
Maybe they're smart. We need it in advance. A lot of Espinosa cigar news.
Okay.
There's some Roma craft news.
Oh,
And then we have Listener Week and the Shop of the Week.
Excellent.
nice.
All right. Well, let's get right into it, man.
All right, National Beer Day. National Beer Day is an unofficial holiday every April 7th that commemorates the day in 1933 when the Cullen Harrison. Sorry. There's a glare on my screen.
Palmer can't. He can't.
No, there's a glare on half the screen. I can only read half of it. It's that window back there.
You figured you would have worked that out.
Well, we did. We had an old T-shirt, but we didn't bring the old T-shirt back in today.
But see if you can find something to kind of cover that.
Signed into law by President Franklin Roosevelt, went into effect. The act marked a significant step towards ending prohibition by legalizing the sale of beer with there he's found the shirt. Alcohol content of up to 3.2% by weight or 4.05 by volume. Oh, and look, I have all the words now. On April 7th, 1933, Americans were able to legally purchase beer for the first time in 13 years, leading to widespread celebrations and the consumption of 1.5 million barrels of beer.
Aha. So, yes, beer. National Beer Day. How do you feel about beer?
I enjoy a nice beer every once in a while.
You like beer? What's your favorite beer?
I don't have a favorite now.
Are you like an IPA guy? One of those
No,
weird
I don't like
IPA?
IPAs. They're too bitter.
They were so popular.
They're still popular. I just don't like them.
You think so? I feel like
And I drank the heavy stouts there for a while, but then they're just too heavy. I just like a nice ale.
it's like drinking a loaf of bread. That's when you
Yeah,
have
I
this
like
stuff.
cider now.
You're a cider guy?
Yeah, I like
Oh,
the
ciders are good.
Yeah, ciders are good.
Interesting.
It's like drinking apple juice.
I like water.
Well, I drink a lot of water in Crystal Light at home.
There's water in the apple cider.
It's like
Yes, there's water in the cider.
there's water in the cider.
And the vitamins and the minerals.
Yep. Get a lot of iron.
Get a lot of iron in that stuff. The holiday is closely tied to American history and culture as it seems as symbolizing the resilience of brewers and the revival of beer as a staple beverage. National Beer Day also highlights the craft beer industry's growth, offering enthusiasts a chance to explore diverse beer styles such as lagers, ales, stouts, and IPAs.
Excellent stuff. How much beer do you think you drink a week?
Oh, some weeks have none.
You have none? But what? So what do you think the average is? Like 2 beers?
For me,
Yeah.
maybe.
What do you tell your doctor?
I don't go to the doctor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have teledoctors.
He's too old now for that.
Too old now.
Yeah.
They tell you should have had the check sooner. I was like, well, that's fine.
What about you, Boots? How many beers do you drink a week?
I don't really drink beer, but if I would have to say if my beer consumption per year, maybe a quarter of a beer per week. So one a month.
A quarter of a beer per week? So what do you open it? You take a couple sips and you throw it away.
No, I'm just saying on average.
On an
like,
average.
that's what I.
Like 1 week, you might have 2. Then it might be 3 weeks where he has another one.
All right. So this holiday doesn't really mean anything to anybody in this room,
Nah.
Other than it's National Beer Day.
but nobody really cares.
Well, the Whiskey Rebellion, I thought, sort of tied in because that's, part of Prohibition. So
okay.
it was cigar adjacent.
Got it. So
I mean, if it was like National Flor de Cana or National Crown Royal Day,
I don't think there is a National Florida
in.
kind of day.
I don't think there is either.
we should make one.
So what's your favorite beer?
Miller Lite.
Was it originally Bud Light
No,
and you shifted?
no.
Like
I've
what?
always been a Miller Lite guy.
We usually have Ultra at the house because that's what my wife.
Ultra? That's not even drinking. Just watch Landman. It's
Yeah, I know. It's not even really beer. I know. No, little to no alcohol.
when I was really young, I won't say the age, but when I was really young, I got really sick off of Miller Lite.
Yeah?
Oh,
And
So now you can't drink it ever?
I never, I mean, I could,
Right.
but it just takes me back to that nasty day. There's 2 beers. Do you have a beer that got you really messed up that you'll never drink again?
No, it's just beer.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yes,
Did you ever, when you were young,
Budweiser.
did you ever get really, really jacked up on something?
Sure.
And you vomited everywhere
Oh, no.
and it didn't stick into your brain permanently?
No, I'm not a vomiter.
yes, Budweiser.
It was Budweiser for you?
Yeah.
I get drunk, but I have been really, really drunk, but I don't normally throw up.
Gotcha. There were 2 for me. I had 2 horror stories.
Yes?
Miller Lite was definitely one of them. And I can picture the day. I mean, it's crazy.
Ooh, that must have been traumatic.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And the other one, Mickey's Ice.
Oh,
Ooh, those are terrible to start with.
Dude.
Let alone just getting sick on them.
Stellar. The little bumblebee.
Yeah. The little can thing.
Golly, man. When you're young, though, you drink whatever.
yeah.
It's what you can get your hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6-pack was $3.
Yeah.
Right. If we go out, I usually get a land shark.
Yeah.
I just like it with a lime in it. It's nice and crisp.
With an umbrella?
No umbrella. It's a beer. You don't put umbrella in a beer. That's just silly. That's just silly.
Okay.
Just a lime. Floating
All right.
lime.
All right. Well, happy beer day.
Happy Beer Day, everyone. Guerrero Jr., Blue Jays agree on a $500 million deal. First baseman Vladimir and the Toronto Blue Jays are in agreement on a 14-year, $500 million contract extension pending a physical, sources said Sunday night. The no deferral deal keeps the homegrown star in the Toronto for the rest of his career and comes at a 5-5 Blue Jay. What? As the 5 oh, they won 5
5
and 5.
yeah.
5 and 5.
5 and 5.
5 and 5. Blue Jays are in the midst of a road trip that takes them to Fenway Park to meet the Boston Red Sox on Monday.
What's your excuse now? There's no light
I
blocking.
just read everything correctly. I just
5-5.
didn't understand the vernacular they put up because I'm not a sports guy.
And that's
It said 5-5. I didn't understand. They were talking about money.
5-5.
Yeah. That's what it said on the
Visa
thing.
Horny 5-5-5.
Right. Yeah. They're talking about the new Visa Horny. 555.
$500 million.
$500 million, 15 years. So, I mean, okay. But has he only ever played there?
yes.
He's only played in Toronto?
Yes.
They said he finished out his career there, which makes sense, but I didn't know if he'd ever played anywhere
Yeah, he's
else.
like a staple for those guys, man. When you think about the Blue Jays, that's Vladimir Guerrero is the guy.
He's the guy.
Yeah.
He's like top of the heap.
Yep. I think it's a good contract for him.
For him, or how about for them?
For both parties.
So what's that break down to per year?
What's
is
that?
it
Probably somewhere around
guaranteed?
40 something million a year.
Is it guaranteed money or what?
I think there's a portion that's guaranteed. I'd probably say like somewhere around 100.
So it's about like 34 million a year.
Yeah.
Nice chunk of change.
Did he get a signing contract, like a
Is
bonus?
it an extension?
Well, it's an extension, so it doesn't get a signing, but he gets a guaranteed amount. So,
Like a lump sum payment?
yeah, so like his guaranteed amount would be, it's probably somewhere around 100.
That's amazing.
No kidding. To play ball.
Though, out of all the sports, baseball, they play the most games, right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
I mean,
There's a lot of standing, though.
I'm not going to say there's a lot of wear and tear, but remember, it's not just the game, right? It's the practicing, the training, all that stuff, the traveling, all that goes in effect.
Well, they got these new bats too.
Yeah,
see that?
yeah, this is
Yeah, the
thing.
torpedo bats.
Torpedo bats? You got a problem with the torpedo bats?
Oh,
I
can we
mean-
not talk?
I mean, yeah, I got a problem with them. You know why? Because they don't let these guys juice. So you're going to allow a different variable, but you can't allow them to juice anymore?
Yeah, okay, but so what? At least
Everybody can have the bat, though.
we're getting more home runs now.
Everybody can take a needle.
Yeah, but it's different. This doesn't really do anything other than it puts everybody's bat gets different and they have a sweet spot where you hit the ball normally.
I'm not against his statement. I think that he's,
Right.
like whatever. As far as I'm concerned, as far as sports go,
No halls.
Yeah.
You want fighting in basketball,
fighting in basketball.
juicing in baseball.
I want juicing across the board.
Right. Can they hit each other with the bats? Is there fighting in baseball now too?
They do fight. Yes.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Fighting is perfect.
I'd be okay with that.
Ultra violent over there.
Yeah.
Why don't we just go back to gladiators? Just call it a day and just
I don't
let
know
them
why
go.
they don't have that anymore.
Juice up the gladiators and let them go at
Like
it.
Coliseum.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Lions and
oh
stuff.
yeah, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my,
It's just like when Boots said there were real sharks in Gladiator.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, sharks too.
It's
Sharks?
a real movie. It's a real movie.
It's a movie.
It's based on
It's not a real movie.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be okay with Coliseum fighting.
You okay with that? Fight to the death.
Yeah.
Some guys are with the thumb up or thumb down, and they just.
I'd probably have to change the channel when he dies.
We
but-
could throw some prisoners in there or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, when you freedom.
I think it'd be a great way of,
Well, that's that Schwarzenegger movie.
what was that? The Running Man?
Yeah, the Running Man.
We had to run.
Well, you had to run from A to B, but you fought and killed other people during the thing. It's like gladiators over a larger scale.
It wasn't really, I think that Running Man, the concept wasn't, you weren't really killing the people that were trying to fight you. You just successfully ran away or if they caught you, you were dead.
Right. They put gladiator-ish
Yeah,
people
and-
in the thing that.
And then Schwarzenegger
stop
started
you.
killing them. Yeah.
Well, that would be the idea.
Is that like Maze Runner?
No, that's a completely different movie. That was children that ran through a maze that at night the
Hunger
lockdown or
Games?
something and little monsters.
Running
come
Man
out.
was way better. What was the electric guy's name? The really fat electric guy?
Oh, I don't know. I know you're talking about now. The guy who sang the opera.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was, I got very excited when he came on.
Did you? You liked him, huh?
Yeah. Good.
It's like Mr. Freeze, but with electricity.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's a great character, Mr. Freeze.
I don't know how we got onto Running Man, but
Because you want gladiator style sports. now.
Yeah.
I think the torpedo bats are fine, bro. There's no issue. I have no
Because
issue
if they're
with
fighting, they can stab each other with them.
the reality is that baseball's become kind of boring. You know, you could if there's a game where there's 2 or 3 runs in a game,
Yeah.
that's not a lot.
Oh, so the more home runs, more exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
They
what
can
people are
make
going for.
NASCAR can just be crashes now. have my
Wait a
glasses
second. Okay, so you're gonna you think that you don't go watch NASCAR because
Okay, first I don't watch NASCAR.
okay, you think that people watch NASCAR not hoping that there's some type of crash?
No, they do. That's why they watch.
Right.
I have been to NASCAR events. That's why.
Okay, so
But it's
so
fun.
we're on the same. So
But they don't purposely. I'm sorry. In the new Stefan Kevich sports manual, it's more like a demolition derby NASCAR combo.
Oh, those are
No,
great
I just think
demolition
that
derbies.
I just think that I'm willing to say what everybody else isn't willing.
What
to
everybody else
say.
is
They're like,
thinking
whoa,
anyway.
whoa, that's not okay.
That's not okay. You can't hit him with the bat. Hit him with the bat.
You know, if he charges you, and I mean, maybe he pays like an extra fine or something.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
or the pitcher has a bat on standby, right? That if you charge at him, he can pick his up.
Why not just a baton?
Or a knife.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Not a knife. That's ridiculous.
Don't be silly. Or
Yeah, I'm not saying they can acquire different weapons.
Just gun. Just give him a gun.
So it's kind
guns.
of like a sub GTA type of baseball.
Grand Theft Auto, baseball / Running Man / Gladiator.
Somebody on TikTok was telling me that there are basketball players already in the league that are like enforcers. That they're specific.
yeah.
They're specifically
Pistons
there.
used to have 2
Yeah,
Draymond Green.
back in the day. There was a white guy and a black guy.
yeah. Draymond Green's.
Can't think of their names.
Is he really an enforcer?
Yeah, he's like a Dennis Rodman.
He's more like a crybaby.
Yeah, Dennis Rodman when he was on the Pistons, and then there was a really tall white guy. I can't think of his name.
John Sally.
Wait a second. But
No,
Dennis.
John Sally was black.
Hold on.
Was
Dennis Rodman was one of the greatest defensive players in the game.
Right,
But he was also an
He was
enforcer.
also an enforcer
Okay. All right.
and a rebounder.
He was a hell of a rebounder.
Right.
All right.
That's
moving on to the next story.
Oh, we're just barely touched this one.
Oh, okay. Well, we got $500 million.
Federal Reserve.
Negotiated during the season after the sides failed to come to an agreement before he reported to spring training, but the sides continued talking and sealed the deal that is the 3rd largest in Major League Baseball history. What are the... Oh, here it is right here. Juan Soto, 15 years or $765 million contract
What team?
with the New York Mets.
That's
And Shohei...
Otani.
Thank you.
Yep.
10 years for $700 million
You couldn't just let him try?
packed with the Los Angeles
try.
Dodgers. 10 years for 70. So he got the best deal.
10 years for 700?
$700 million over 10 years. The other guys are both 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shohei is a pitcher. And he can hit. So he's worth it.
He received a long-term commitment from the best homegrown talent since Hall of Famer Roy Halladay. They had tried to sign Guerrero to a long-term deal for years, but no avail. Toronto got a glimpse of Guerrero's talent when he debuted shortly after the 20th birthday in 2019. Homestead 15 times as a rookie. 15 times. Talk so we can scroll through this. This is getting ridiculous.
Okay, so baseball, yay. Torpedo bats, good. Steroids, good. Death in the middle of the field, okay. We're okay with all of these things.
Yes.
Whatever. Fantastic. Still not there?
Almost a lot of stats running through here.
Perfect.
Payroll expected to exceed the luxury tax threshold of $241 million. The Blue Jays ended the season's first week atop the American League East standings. Toronto dropped to a 5-3 on Friday after a loss to the Mets, in which Guerrero collected a pair of singles.
When do you think Go ahead.
Does it tell you the tax amount in Toronto that he's going to get taxed?
No.
No, it just said they have breached the threshold. So 241 must have been the original.
You have breached the threshold of success, and now we are taking your money.
Yeah.
You have
So
gone.
he has to give them 241 million, or he gets to keep the first 241 million.
I don't know how Canada works, but
Nobody knows that.
No one
Canada
understands
works.
that.
Nobody understands that.
I'm sure that the threshold, though, the percentage that
Yeah.
they take once you hit that, it's got to be huge.
And is that 500 million Canadian?
No.
Okay, that's a lot lower.
No, it's American.
He gets paid American dollars.
Yeah, he probably lives in Florida or something.
He plays in Toronto. Was he
Yeah.
filed back in everything?
He's got, he's doing
500 million. I guess you could have a jet.
He's making all the right moves as far as taxes.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh,
you need
yeah.
to put that in my trust fund down in Florida.
When do you think we'll be friends with Canada? Because they still. I think they're.
Are we still fighting?
I think they're still angry with us.
Everybody's
start
angry
buying
with
more
us
syrup.
now.
Everybody.
The entire world is now.
You think the whole?
Here, California wants to secede from the union and have their own tariff schedule.
We've always talked about it. It's
We're
just
not
another
gonna, we're
reason.
not going to participate in the Trump tariffs. We're going to have our own.
That's fine. Pack your shit.
Well, they can't leave.
Why not?
They're kind of connected.
Let them do it.
Listen, we can make them not connected.
Well, we just need one big earthquake and they will be.
I just think look. I think that if a state wants to secede or whatever you call it,
secede.
that's what I said.
You said or whatever you call it. I'm just saying you said it right.
Oh, okay. Why not? I don't care. Either way, either side. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to go extremely liberal or extremely conservative and you want to break off,
All right.
do it. Let me see how that works. It's not, you're talking about all federal funding going away. That's
Yeah.
a bad
Well,
look.
how's Maine doing without their federal funding? Didn't Trump stop theirs because they're letting boys play girls sports?
He said something about stopping school funding or something like that. But a lot of that money,
federal funding.
a lot of that money's going to colleges and stuff or whatever. It doesn't help your public schools anyways.
All right, global markets plunge amid Trump's tariff turmoil, sends European and Asian stocks into a tailspin.
Yes.
Hong Kong, CNN News. Global markets plunged on Monday, deepening a global stocks rout triggered by U.S. President Donald Trump's trade war and China's forceful response to unexpected high tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
Germany's DAX opened down 9%, while London's FTSE was about 5% lower. European markets were, on the whole, faring better than Asian markets in early trade. Japanese benchmark Nikkei 225 index closed 7.9% lower, while the border topics finished down 7.7%. Tech giant Sony plummeted more than 10% in Hong Kong, where financial markets reopened after a public holiday. They have a lot of holidays in Hong Kong.
They took the day off?
There's a lot of holidays.
So they opened up and tank.
The benchmark Hang Seng Index closed more than 13% lower in the worst single day of trading since 1997. According to the index list of the biggest historic daily losses in mainland China, the Shanghai Composite Index closed 7.3% lower.
Yeah.
The blue chip CSI 300 Index also lost about 7%.
Okay.
Washington's shock decision to impose a 34% tariff on Chinese goods dealt a direct blow to core export sectors like semiconductors and electrical vehicles, triggering a sharp and broad-based repricing across Asian market. Din Wu, a research strategist at Pepperstone, wrote in a research note, trading volumes in Hong Kong surged on Monday. A lot of this news is very dull.
Well, Yeah,
with all these stats and numbers and
right
things.
It's the times that we're kind of living in, right? You're overdue for a recession, or at least a stock market correction, whatever you want to call it. Okay.
Is that what you're saying now? Stock market correction?
I don't care. I don't care what anybody calls it. You want to know what I really don't care about is the advice that I see from people in the cigar industry as far as what they know allegedly, and when it comes to tariffs and all this other information. It's so obnoxious. If you cannot understand elementary math, you probably shouldn't be giving advice on social media.
Right.
I'm going to tell you that right now. I saw a guy go on a tangent, this 5-paragraph summary, and one of the paragraphs states, if it's a 10% increase on a tariff, the consumer is going to pay 20% more for their cigar. They legitimately wrote that. So let me break this stupid math down for you. If it costs me $1,
Right.
and I sell it to a retailer for $2,
Right.
and the retailer sells it for $4, you have a baseline, right?
Okay.
If there's a 10% tariff, tax, whatever you want to call it,
Right.
I now have $1.10 into it.
Right.
I sell it for $2.20.
Right.
And then the retailer sells it for $4.40. Show me where a 40-cent increase on $4 is 20%.
Well, you got to carry the one.
You got to carry. But this is what we're seeing across social media from cigar people. It's insane. You guys don't even think. You just write stuff because you think that you're going to sound smart. What you're really doing is making yourself look really, really dumb. I don't understand it. It makes no sense.
I'm sure in his head it makes sense somehow, but I don't see where.
They should have proofread it.
It's not a proofread. He probably did proofread it and figured that looked good.
He just figured that was the math.
Yeah. Oh, this makes sense.
We have calculators on our
What
iPhones,
the
don't we?
hell are we talking?
Yes. Is it 20% from the original dollar if you figure it out that way? I mean, I'm trying to figure out where you got the 20%.
No.
He got it from Stupidville.
Dude.
Ain't no 20%.
But it's abundant in the cigar industry. These guys,
it's like that everywhere.
They all write this stuff. I just bro, calm down. Stop. Just please.
Right.
If I wanted your, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't look, but I'm entertained at your stupidity.
Just don't read them.
He's probably not mad about the McDonald's prices. I mean, they've been raising for years.
Yeah, that 85-cent hamburger now $4.
And now I'm getting emails from brands and manufacturers.
Right.
Avoid the tariff price hike. Buy now. What?
That's just a marketing.
It's just a marketing thing to get you to buy now.
That's so stupid. And then I hear, so
we're not saying that at the PC.
And then I hear, we're lowering our prices. We're lowering our prices.
Oh, United is. I saw that.
Okay, I was trying not to
I'm
mention name brands, but okay. I don't care who they are. If you're lowering prices and your prices are going up, that probably means you were overpriced to begin with.
Yeah, if they've got margin that they can lose.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to reduce our prices.
Right.
You are?
We're all in this together.
So it costs you more, and you're doing a good deed. I don't think you're doing a good deed. I don't believe that for a second.
Oh, you know who's still a Patreon? Speaking of doing good deeds,
Who?
Mickey Pegg.
Oh, he's back.
He never left. Apparently, I looked today.
I love Mickey Pegg. Such a great guy.
He's not showing at the PCA. I will miss you, Mickey, if you still listen to the regular show.
What's up, huge? Yeah,
Huge.
what would he be showing? I haven't heard.
All Saints.
I haven't heard anything.
Maybe he's setting up the chairs for McAuliffe.
I've seen a little travel from.
They don't need many chairs.
He's not with. He's not with McAuliffe anymore.
No.
No, but sometimes you do what you have to.
He's
do.
excited about McAuliffe Purple. Sometimes you do what you got to do.
Right.
Oh my God.
Wow, bro.
Bitcoin dropped 77,000, below 77,000 as cryptocurrencies join global market rout. Bitcoin fell below the $80,000 level as investors brace for more financial markets volatility after U.S. execute suffered EQUITES. What was that? Exquite?
Exquisite?
I thought it was exquisite, but it doesn't fit. Anyway, they suffered their worst decline since 2020 in the rollout of President Donald Trump's restrictive global tariffs. So how do the tariffs affect the Bitcoins?
It's just global economy.
It's not really a thing.
None of it's really a thing. The money that we have in the U.S. isn't backed by anything, right?
No. I thought they went. We still have the gold.
It's back. No, it's backed by the labor of the American people. That's what it's backed by.
The gold at Fort Knox.
No, we went off the gold standard 100 years ago.
But the gold's still there, right? Because Trump and Elon went to go look.
He didn't go yet.
Oh, I thought they went.
No, that's not. That's all
So
theatrics, bro. Come on, man. You know that's all showmanship.
I would like to go. I want to go see it.
Maybe we could get a ticket to go and check it out.
Go pick it up.
Do you think? Go check it out. Do you think we can go in ski masks? We're just here. We're here.
It's very cold outside. We're here.
Yeah, no. I have a face.
I don't think that's a good idea. I have a rash. I have to wear this.
This is important.
He's wearing a pantyhose because he needs to keep it compressed. The price of Bitcoin was last lowered more than 1.5% on the day at $76,353.71, according to Coinmetrics. What is Coinmetrics?
I don't know.
Apparently, they keep track of Bitcoin prices.
Apparently, that's where Boots uploaded his wallet info from last week.
They are the metrics of the coin.
And it got sucked out.
All right. 15%, 13% were the losses, respectively. Rattled investors began dumping their crypto holdings over the weekend as they brace for further carnage.
Now's the time to buy.
After Trump's retaliatory tariffs raised global recession fears and caused investors to sell at all risk. Sell.
Yeah.
The Dow moved lower as it triggered a wave of long liquidations as traders betting on an increase in Bitcoin's price were forced to sell their assets to cover their losses. In the past 24 hours, Bitcoin selling more than $412 million in long liquidations, according to... I don't understand Bitcoin stuff at all.
Okay, so everything's for sale. The market looks like it's sustaining, but, hey.
Isn't everything always for sale?
It's Monday right now. It's about 2 o'clock, so, the day is still young. We could still see it sell off more. Who knows?
It could still crash later.
But look, at the end of the day, here's what I've learned over years of even the little investments that I've made. Control your emotions. Don't panic.
Right.
Isn't that speech from the movie? Are you about to say greed is good?
No.
Sounds like where it was going.
Greed is good? No, I'm just saying control your emotions. Don't panic, because what happens is if the market's tanked and you're stuck in it, you better ride it out. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, so that's my disclaimer. But, it would suck to have, even if you had $200,000 saved and you got a 20% haircut and you're at $160,000, you sold it and then it went back up. A few months later, you just lost $40K.
Right.
When you didn't need the money, just leave it. Relax, bro. Just chill out.
That word we could verify is equities.
Equities. Oh, I
saw it again.
I couldn't hear you.
Oh,
I heard EQ something.
Yeah. Equities is global recession fears overshadow any regulatory tailwinds crypto was expected to benefit from this year. Some investors have been bracing for a Bitcoin correction since the beginning of the year. Around the time the cryptocurrency hit a record of $109,350.72. At the time, stocks were climbing to their own record peaks, and potential for pullback was evident, according to Kruger. Clemente said it was fear. Isn't Clemente a baseball player?
Yes.
Apparently, he's somebody with financial information.
He's a big deal, yeah. He's huge.
Over longer term, however, deglobalization and rising geopolitical tension should benefit a decentralized, open source, neutral, scarce reserve asset like Bitcoin.
I'm going to need you to look something up soon here, Boots, just so you know when we get into some cigar stuff.
Okay.
What do you need me to look up?
I don't want to tell them just yet.
When we get into it.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, PCA pre-show information.
All right, let's go.
Friday, April 11th. This is the schedule for retail attendees. Okay. That's the first day that you can get into the show.
No. This is the pre.
This is the pre-show.
This is the comedy club thing?
That isn't part of the PCA official.
It's not? I thought it was.
It's going to be at the PCA, but I don't think it's a sponsored event.
Oh, I thought that it was.
8 a.m. to 6 p.m. exhibitor move-in. 10 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. open registration in the lobby. 10 a.m. the PCA Cafe, open and live oak front porch, sponsored by Tatuaje. See, 1 to 5, there's some educational stuff. The hand rolled by Julio Iroa, sponsored by Aladino Cigars. You can go see that because it's like a magic show because it makes cigars with very little bit of tobacco.
Oh my God.
Next generation of makers featuring Lisette Perez Carrillo, moderated by Klaus Kleiner, Raquel Quesada.
You think you need a bodyguard for PCA?
Me? You say that every year. 320, the annual meeting sponsored by Foundation Cigars. So maybe Nick will do another speech.
I feel like every year we get more and more brazen. Like, we didn't piss anybody off enough? All right, well, hey.
Let's just crank this up a little bit then.
Apparently, I could say what. You know what's funny is my brother came over to the house last night because it's Jax's birthday this week.
Yes.
And we did a birthday party or like just a dinner or whatever. And he's like, aren't you worried about anybody coming after you or whatever? I'm like, no. What are we saying? We're saying everything that's true.
Right.
It's not inaccurate, and we're not making up some fallacy or something. So.
All right, at 4 o'clock, you can go to a fireside chat with Dave Savona of Cigar Aficionado and Guy Fieri.
Ooh, will George be there?
No, Dave is going to be there. George
George
doesn't like me. 5 to 7 p.m., the opening reception at Mississippi River Heritage Park, sponsored by Espinosa Premium Cigars, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, Villiger Cigars, and Buffalo Trace Cigars. Is that the thing we're going to?
I have no idea.
Oh. 8 to 2 a.m., the PCA after-hours smoking lounges are open.
8 to 2, that's when I'm in bed.
You're right.
Yeah.
You must present your badge for admittance.
Yeah.
You can go to Manning's Sports Bar.
Okay.
Sponsored by Smoker Friendly, Boveda, and Rocky Patel. Cuban Creation Cigar Bar. Women of PCA reception, all welcome, sponsored by Quesada Cigars, Cigar Ambassador, Cigar TV, and PCA Executive Committee.
Cigar TV, that's our guy, Sean.
Yes. Yeah, they're sponsoring something. All right, now here's the smoking policy for the PCA.
Ooh, this should be interesting.
They've entered into a contract with the Ernest N. Morrill Convention Center, New Orleans, and host hotels for the trade show. These contracts specify designated smoking areas and times of show management. Exhibitors, attendees, and all other members of non-members associated with the show must adhere in order to be in compliance with these contracts. This is a serious issue that is important to be ordered to be able to host future trade shows.
I told you don't.
Not only in New Orleans, but throughout the country.
Okay.
Well, we've sort of walked that line a couple times in Vegas, so thought this was important.
Yeah.
Smoking at the PCA trade show is only allowed in the designated PCA convention and meeting area during trade show hours.
Okay.
After the show, no smoking.
Shut it down.
Smoking is strictly prohibited in the following restricted areas, such as hallways.
No hallways.
No. Foyers. No. Meeting rooms. No. Guest rooms. No. Hotel lobbies. No. And any non-smoking areas designated by the host hotel and the City of New Orleans Convention Center.
Just lob that up there. And any anything.
and anything we seem you should not be smoking in there.
Anything that they have a problem with, you cannot do.
Correct.
To be determined. Right. And TBD.
So you can only smoke inside the convention during the hours if you have a blue shirt and one red
Anything
shoe.
north of the Chiclets.
Right.
Right.
All right. This is the first year I've seen a media code of conduct.
There's...
Which we skate by being exhibitors.
Which we circumvent by paying.
By paying to be a media. Okay, the media code of conduct. This pertains to our partner show. By participating in the trade show, you hereby agree to abide by the following. During trade show hours, I will respect the time of exhibitors. I will not interrupt or disrupt any conversations, and I understand this is an important time for them to conduct businesses. That would be addressed to Skip Martin, who likes to yell, hello.
Yeah, don't upset Coop again.
Don't upset Coop.
Know? I still think they're not friends.
Probably not, no. Number 2, I will not request, solicit, or otherwise ask manufacturers or others for free goods, including but not limited to cigars, pipes, accessories, or other products, unless this is part of the official media coverage.
Okay.
It's all official.
It's all official media coverage. I can't talk about your cigar unless I have one in my mouth.
Yeah, and one in my pocket.
And one in my pocket for later.
For later.
Number 3, I'm responsible for my own property and equipment. I will not hold PCA responsible for damage, theft, or other consequences to my equipment at the show. Somebody's lost a camera, apparently.
That's happened. I mean, New Orleans. No, it was in Vegas. We lost the speaker. Somebody came in.
Oh, that's right. Somebody took our music. We used to come
booth.
in with the entrance music.
Yeah. Gone.
I think PCA might have taken it because we came into entrance music.
You think PCA took it?
Well, we could no longer walk in playing whatever that music was you used to always play.
What's the guy's name who used to be their Scott? You think he's got it right now in his house?
Oh, yeah, probably does.
He's
got it down at the CAA.
At the CAA?
Plays it in his office.
Check out this great speaker.
Check out this great speaker I got at one of the PCA conventions.
I've had it for years.
Until you see Luciano's got a new speaker at his booth.
Luciano gets into speaker distribution.
I understand that no person under the age of 21 will be admitted to the show. So, no news.
Has that been a problem?
Apparently, enough where they have to make it a rule.
I don't understand. That sounds ridiculous.
Has anybody ever brought their child?
Wait a second. Hold on. Okay, but if I own a family, if I'm a family business and I own a farm and I'm a manufacturer and I brought my kid with me.
This just pertains to media.
Oh, okay.
So, like,
no media kids.
right, no media kids.
Got it.
Coop can't bring any children.
So there's no famous YouTube TikToker cigar smoking kid under the age of 20.
Apparently, he's not allowed.
Yeah. Guess what, buddy?
No unboxing your cigars today.
This just in.
This just in. I will be respectful and courteous of other attendees, contractors, and PCA staff and compliant with PCA trade show rules. Do they have rules?
I don't look.
Everybody's got rules.
I don't get it. If a media person is too much in your face or they're too bothered, just shoo them away. I'm sorry, I don't have time for you right now. Or whatever the case may be. You can be respectful. If they're not, energy can match energy.
Is there security at PCA? I've never ever seen security. I mean, there's usually the angry old lady at the door. But that's not really security.
There's people not letting you in and stuff.
Right, but like if somebody's bothering, like if somebody comes up and they're hard pressed, I want to do an interview right now. I'm media and I don't care. I didn't make an appointment, blah, blah, blah. We don't have time. And they press. I mean, you're obviously large anyway, and Greg may or may not have something in his sock, but
right.
Can you yell security and somebody comes running over in a red coat?
I highly doubt that. I can't see. I don't want to jinx it here.
Yeah, don't do that.
So this is the first time they've ever come out with this list.
I got to be honest.
I've never seen it before.
I would stick Palmer on it. I'd put you on. I'd be like, get this guy out of here.
It'd be very convincing.
You could put. Maybe we make Paul do it.
Oh, Paul. He came in today. He was upstairs.
I know.
The PCA 25 trade show is a member-only event and that I am attending for the purpose of covering the show in the capacity of a media professional and member of the press. I will not give badges to anyone outside my company. Oops.
I mean, Tony Gomez was the bouncer for Guy Fieri against us.
And now look what happened. Now he doesn't have a job.
Yeah, now he's unemployed. That'll teach you, Tony.
I tagged him on a Bentley post the other day. They're hiring salespeople.
Oh, yeah?
In the description, we have a link that lists the closest places to smoke at the PCA.
Okay.
So they can click the link, and it'll give you a list of places that are available where you can smoke cigars.
Yeah, like a cigar shop. I mean...
Well, there's other places besides cigar shops.
Okay.
They've arranged some other places you can smoke.
Okay. Whatever.
Is there rules in New Orleans where you can't smoke outside and stuff like that?
I don't know. Probably.
Probably so. I don't know.
You can only get drunk and get naked out on the streets.
Right. So you can flash your boobs for beads, and you can get drunk and maybe pee in the street, but no cigars.
Well, cigar. Whoa.
Whoa.
What are we doing?
We have standards.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait. Can you smoke weed there?
Yes.
Probably.
Oh, so there's
there is a weed rule too. I didn't pull it, but there is a long list of things.
No weed?
Yeah, no.
Oh, wow.
No weed, no cannabis, no CBD, no CBD lotions, no nothing.
No lotions?
No lotions, no Delta 9s. I mean, they're quite explicit about there's just none of that.
I wonder if they fixed the posts to go up and block Bourbon Street.
Is there a post?
Do you remember when the guy drove in and ran a bunch of people over?
Oh, that's right. We should stay off the street at night.
I mean, I'm going to be in the car
Yeah.
to the place, and then,
And then back.
and then I'm going to hide.
How far away is the hotel? Do we walk or do we drive?
I think it's really, first of all, we're driving.
Oh, I didn't know it was like across the street or something.
I have no idea. I don't care if it's across the street. I'm driving.
Oh, you're still driving.
Dude,
Well, I'll go over and hold the door.
first of all, we're always going to need something. You know how this chaos works. There's always something going on. You always have to bring something to and from or whatever.
Right.
And wherever I'm going, the car is going to be nearby.
Well, I mean, if it's across the street, the car is nearby. It's across the street.
I guess. I feel like it's probably, if it's a half a mile away, that's enough for me to drive.
Oh, yeah, half a mile long way.
Yeah. Because carrying a box half a mile is...
You're very strong.
I know. Thank you for noticing.
You're welcome.
That's why I got sucked into helping you move.
Well, you volunteered was your problem.
I did volunteer. It's
Yeah.
not a problem. I would always volunteer to help my friends.
Yes, but I wasn't going to ask.
I got like 2 friends. So.
Me too.
Yeah.
Probably not the same too.
Probably not.
No.
Totally different friends.
All right, we're moving on.
I guess, yeah.
Blake-
No smoking.
No
right?
smoking except where they say you can smoke.
Except some smoking.
Basically,
areas.
that's what it is.
You can smoke in some areas, and the other areas are don't smoke.
No bueno, and there's a $500 fine.
Yeah. So use common sense and
Only smoke where somebody says you can smoke or other people are smoking.
right. Be a good person.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Black Star Line Cigars parts ways with VP of Sales Cliff Nelson. Black Star Line Cigars has announced that it has parted ways with Cliff Nelson, its former VP of Sales. Mr. Nelson no longer speaks for Black Star Line Cigars, said Eric Bay, owner of Black Star Line Cigars, in an email sent on Sunday morning. Any retailer that has been in contact with him can reach out to us directly via email or by phone, according to Bay. Nelson has left the cigar industry completely. Richard Bratton, the company's national sales manager, remains with the company, while T.J. Jones, D.J. Jackson, and Mimi Palmer have been hired as sales representatives, and Sarah Burkhart as the brand ambassador. The company is also retaining its 4 brokers.
So you think it's bad?
Yes.
You think
It sounds bad. He's left the industry completely. I think something happened.
Maybe he has a health issue.
I don't think it's bad.
You don't think so?
No.
I just took it sounds bad.
No, it sounds. I think that maybe he got an opportunity somewhere else or something.
I think the problem was he has too many letters in his name.
You think that's what it was? Too many letters?
Well, they still have Cliff, DJ, Mimi. They've let go of Cliff.
Right.
One too many letters.
1, 2. Got it. Well, Brat is BRAT.
Richard.
Right. Well, Rich, R-I-C-H.
Oh,
That's Cliff. Well, it's CLIF. So he had to be 4 below, is what you're
Right.
saying.
I think so. These 4 individuals were handpicked by me because of their professionalism, sales experience, and business acumen, Bay said. They also bring positivity to the team that was sorely needed, adding that he is confident that the new team members will be a part of the Black Star Line's presence at the upcoming PCA Convention and Trade Show, which happens on April 12th to the 14th in New Orleans. I'll get the deets.
So what do you think happened?
Oh, I don't know. There was that problem last year with a death in his family.
Yeah.
Somebody killed somebody or something. So, I mean,
Okay.
who knows? I don't know. But I'll find out. Cousin Mimi works for them. I'll find out.
What do you think happened, Boots?
maybe. I mean, he is older, right? So maybe a health issue.
You think that would have been stated in the press?
Right. You think that would have been. Unless it's something bad that he doesn't want to release.
Has stepped down to a health. I don't think that there's any issue. I mean, I could be way off. But
I will actually ask right after the show. She'll tell me.
I mean, I'll call Eric. I'll call Cliff.
I wouldn't call Cliff.
Why not?
Maybe he's disgruntled.
Go right to the source.
Tell you what, you call Cliff, I'll ask somebody in the organization, and that way we can compare notes.
Oh, we'll compare notes. Yeah. All right, perfect.
Because he might, go, well, they...
Why don't we just call them all on the Patreon?
I'm going to, yeah, well, no, when we get done with the show, I'm going to call him afterwards, and I'll have the info if he answers for the Patreon.
Perfect.
Oh, and I'll text Mimi and I'll find my cousin.
Okay, perfect.
My other cousin. Mike Conder, is that how you say the gentleman's name? C-O-N-D-E-R, Conder? Crown Heads co-founder retires.
Uh-oh.
Mike Conder, the co-founder of Crown Heads, has announced that he has retired from working full-time in the cigar industry and at the company.
Okay. I didn't even know that he was part of it.
I've never heard of him before. He's co-founder.
Yeah.
He will remain as a consultant to the company. In 2011, Conder and John Huber, both former CAO employees, launched Crown Heads. Was he a silent partner?
I guess.
Silent co-founder? Never heard of this guy.
Maybe he's just back-end logistics.
And if he's retired, how is he still a consultant? That's not retired.
Maybe he was forced out.
Oh, maybe he's friends with Cliff.
You think him and Cliff? Maybe Cliff and Mike are in cahoots and they're building something.
Oh, God.
Well, they said Cliff left the industry altogether.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's just part of it.
Yeah,
They will never expect it if I say I left the industry completely.
Right, I'm done. And then he comes back.
He comes back. Prior to that, Conder spent decades at General Cigar Company, where he once served as VP of Sales. Oh, he once, just for the one day.
Okay.
In total, he spent 45 years in the cigar business. I've had the honor to work with many wonderful people.
How old is this guy?
Well, he's older than 45,
He
apparently.
looks older in the picture.
Yeah.
He looks like he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
So he started when he was 5.
Well, that would be 50. I said 50s.
Started when he was 10.
Maybe. Rolling cigars. He was that kid on YouTube doing the cigar
He was the
unboxing.
TikToker?
Yes.
They made the rules just for this guy. He's not allowed.
But the opportunity to build Crown Heads alongside this team was certainly been the most rewarding chapter, said Condor in a press release. Happily, I will have the chance to remain involved as a consultancy role while I devote time to lowering my golf handicap and chasing grandkids.
Oh, yeah, that really says that.
Yes.
Oh, so he's just done.
But he's still consulting. So he's still consulting means he's still getting paid.
So he can check in, yeah. I get it.
Semi-retired.
Yeah, he's had it. He lasted a long time, man. 45 years in the industry. That's
right.
impressive.
How long has Crown Heads been around?
I guess 45 years.
Not 45
No,
years.
he worked for General.
I think Crown Head's probably been around 20 years, maybe
how long?
maybe slightly less than that.
So the start of the boutique.
How old is John Huber?
I don't want to misquote here, misspeak, but I would say he's probably in his mid-50s, assumably.
Tim Ozinger has purchased Condor's share. Oh.
Yeah.
In Crown Heads and will replace him as CEO. Ozinger was an early investor in Crown Heads, and his Oz family cigars is distributed by Crown Heads. Condor, Huber, and Ozinger all worked as CAO, which was owned by the Ozingers family till 2007. I've always been impressed with what Mike and John have created with Crown Heads.
Ozinger's pretty cool. He's a pretty good guy.
Is he? I don't know if I've ever met him.
He's come up to the shop. We've hung out and talked a little bit.
Yeah, he's a short guy, bald head.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's one of the good ones in the industry, that's for sure.
One of the good ones. Sorry.
Yeah.
Today I'm looking towards bringing my 30-plus years of experience in the premium. Not 45.
Not 45.
30.
Yeah, but he's got more money, so he's
Premium cigar.
obviously done things
there
right.
There you go. Well, you can compensate 15 years with $15 million.
Yeah.
So they will give you credit for that. Premium cigar business to continue to grow the company and work with this amazing team we put together. In addition, the company has announced that Adam Shepard has been named Chief Operating Officer and Miguel Shadell has been promoted to VP of Sales.
Oh.
What was he before?
National Sales Manager.
So I can go up to VP.
Palmer, you got promoted.
You could totally go up.
I can go up to VP. Yeah, I'm promotable all of a sudden.
You could. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm extremely excited for. Then who do I? I already don't really boss anybody. So. VP of Sales will be in charge of the National Sales Manager.
Well, you get to yell at Paul.
Well, just for a week.
Well, okay, so let's think about that.
Yes.
What does something like that look like? A national sales manager, right? You
Right.
build people.
Right.
You start facilitating specific territories, and then you replace you with a salesperson, right?
Right.
You collect, I don't know, call it 4 or 5 sales people.
Okay.
And then you oversee them as a national sales manager.
Right.
Eventually, that national sales manager position gets replaced with a person who oversees them, and you oversee the national sales manager as well
VP
as
of Sales.
yeah, as well as the logistics of sales and all of those other things. Of
I don't
course,
think I have that much time left in my life.
you don't think so?
Depends
How
on
old are you?
Depends on 57.
You don't think that it could happen in less than 10 years?
Oh, I guess it could. 67. I mean, there's no retiring. I got to work till I die. So.
Yeah, I mean that's happening.
right.
You're not working on lowering your handicap anytime soon.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I got news for you. I don't think you're the guy that would like that anyways.
I get bored.
Right.
I'd be bored.
So,
Yeah.
we just got to make
My dad only stopped working when he couldn't remember things anymore.
Yeah, I was just about
and he
to say-
still thought he was working. So.
Right, we just got to make sure that we're getting you the red light, you know what I mean?
Red light I set up yesterday, and I red lighted for a good long time last night.
Did you?
Yep.
And look at you now.
Oh, I'm all bright-eyed, bushy,
You're
not
thriving.
yawning or nothing.
You're not yawning, right? Like the last podcast. I want to kill you.
I'm extremely excited for this next chapter in the Crown Head story, said John Huber, who now holds the former title as president of Crown Heads. Tim and I have a proven track record of working together, and we are looking forward to taking what Mike and I have created over the last decade to the next level. How many times do you think he calls Ozinger Mike?
John?
Yeah, John accidentally calls
Tim
Mike.
I don't think it happens.
You don't think it happens at all?
No. I think that Tim has been quietly in the background this entire time.
That's what I mean, though. But he's used to having all these conversations with Mike. Now he has having with Tim. There's got to be some little transition where he slips up once or
You think
twice.
so?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't buy that for a second. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I think Tim can do a lot of things well. Put Crown Heads up a couple levels,
Right.
So it should be really good.
All right. Constella. That's how you say
Constella.
it. Constella announces Adrian Gonzalez is next person to get taken. I mean, partnering with. Adding the resilient at TCA 2025. Constella, the recent announcement con between Luciano Cigars and Empress
Alleged.
Madarina de la Tobacco has announced former Major League Baseball player Adrian Gonzalez has been partnered in the venture, and that the company will be launching a new cigar line called I Got No Money Left. Oh, wait, that's wrong. It says The Resilient. Sorry, my bad. Developed in part by him at the 2025 PCA convention and trade show, the cigar is a 6x52 Toro that uses an Ecuadorian-grown Colorado H92 wrapper.
Ah, okay.
Sounds very complicated.
Yeah, no kidding. Because why not add some BS to this?
Right. A Costa Rican binder
Okay.
and fillers from Peru and Nicaragua.
All right.
So they're looking for people he just doesn't owe money to yet?
He's got to move to different countries for tobacco.
We have to get from Costa Rica now and Peru. I owe no money there.
Okay.
Along with any money he had left, a press release from Constella calls the profile medium-bodied strength, layered complexity, and an elegant finish echoing the enduring spirit of those it honors.
What happened to the basketball guy? The Chicago Bull.
See, that's just it. Okay, so now he's got a baseball player.
Yeah.
So now he stops talking about the other people? Did that go away?
I feel like it. I haven't heard anything.
Has he moved on to somebody else?
Maybe the basketball guy is going to be at PCA. Who knows? Maybe he's still there.
Maybe.
It's possible.
But now he's partnering with this Mary Alice factory people.
Yeah, is that covered in this story?
It's the next story, technically.
Because I have questions that
but they were mentioned in this one.
Right.
Because now this factory that he's making cigars with is now making the baseball guys.
Right. And we'll cover more of it on Patreon because I have some points of view that I think are interesting. But I do have questions that I want to ask the entire world. So
the Resilient is in the beginning of the new family of brands within the Constella portfolio. So now he's making cigars with a whole new group.
yes.
The only consistency of this is that Luciano's still there.
Right.
New factory.
Yeah.
New sports guy.
Uh-huh.
New brand names.
Yeah.
Is he still making the other cigars?
Probably not. If
Probably
he
owes
is,
some money.
if he is, it's going to be made out of this new factory.
You would think, right?
He has to.
He has to.
Well, he can't go somewhere. You can't. No.
Who was he making the others with? Pichardo?
Well, you said that he was going to. Well, but no, that ship has sailed.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, is it
And then
like the Fiat Lux? Where was that made? And do you remember?
dude, I have no idea at this point. I know
Can't
that
keep track.
there was one of the recent articles was that he was going to start working with Placencia.
Right, that's what we were talking about earlier.
That's obviously gone.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, they asked for the deposit.
Right.
Yeah. We said that joke already.
Well, right.
See, these are $24 cigars, $480 for a box of 20. The initial run being offered at the trade show is 1,000 boxes, though there are plans to add more sizes by the end of the year. The Mary Alice told Half Wheel.
Okay, so we're going to offer 1,000 boxes.
Right.
It doesn't say when they're going to be released.
No.
Okay,
They're
so
selling them at the show, but not when they're shipping.
okay, so they're not made yet.
Correct.
So it's going to be made to order, I would assume, to some degree, right?
Yeah, I would guess.
Okay, and the box count is what? 10?
10.
All right, it's a 10 count box.
Right.
How many boxes do you think he sells?
I don't know. I think people are still enamored with this man somehow.
Okay, so let's say people are enamored. Let's say that, people are excited about it. How many boxes do you think he really sells?
200-300.
You don't think he sells the whole 1,000 that he's making? That he says he's going to make?
I'm asking you how many you think he sells. I don't want to give my opinion yet.
I bet he does 1,000.
You think he sells the full
I
1,000?
think he sells 800. Let's say 800.
I think Boots is right.
200 to 300?
I think at best he sells 300.
I don't know. There's still people out there.
At $24 a stick for a baseball player
That actually is really a nobody.
that nobody
I was
really
gonna say,
knows.
has nobody heard of this guy? Oh, he spent 15 seasons in the Major League playing for Los Angeles Dodgers, Boston Red Sox, San Diego Padres, Texas Rangers, New York Mets. He earned 5 sections of the All-Star Game, 4 Golden Glove Awards, and 2 Silver Slugger. What the hell is a Silver Slugger?
I have no idea, but how does any of
Runner
that
up.
how does any of that track in the cigar industry?
Right.
It's not like Jordan just made a cigar.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, but he also represented Mexico in the Olympics. It's a Mexican guy, apparently.
So is it 25% tariff? Do you see what I'm saying? There's no way. No one's gonna where's the drive? Where's the purpose? How do you get somebody to go into that booth and say, you know what? I'll take 20 boxes. Terrence Riley messages us about Supreme Leaf and he says, hey, you can have 15 boxes or whatever. We say, all right, we'll take 10 or we'll take 15, whatever, right?
Right.
That's easy.
Right.
Aganorsa has a track record. This cigar has a track record. You know, here's what I think we can sell. I don't know this guy. We don't know this factory. There's nothing behind any of this.
Oh, he's been in on other cigars.
Yeah, it's not like this guy's a big name like Tyson or
True. I mean, I don't know this.
Ocho Cinco.
And I don't think that the Tyson stuff is. I don't think the Tyson stuff is selling well. I haven't heard anything.
No, it's what's that? It's easy to get the first order. It's the second order you can't get.
Well, you said that they were just allocating it to people and they were sending a bill on
Well,
one
yeah,
of the shows.
they did do that to one shop.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well,
Right.
no, they really did. I was there.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
You always say allegedly.
Allegedly. This guy was involved in the El Titan for Ace Prime also.
The baseball player?
Yeah.
So maybe the guy got frustrated and he's like, hey, what the hell? And then he's like, oh, here's what we're going to do. We're going to fix all this. We're going to make all these
Here's
things.
what we're gonna.
Right.
We're gonna make you a new cigar.
We got a factory now.
Look at my eyes.
Things-
We're gonna make you a new.
Trust
cigar.
me.
Trust me.
Trust me. It's going to be
I have
fun.
this farm now.
I have this farm.
Winky, winky.
Okay, so
Winky, winky farm.
yeah, but I can't see him. I just can't see it happening. I can't see 1,000 boxes being moved. I just can't.
Right.
And even still, even at the price points, at 1,000 boxes, you're not making a ton of money.
No.
Even with a ridiculous price point.
Right.
So, like, somebody didn't sit down and do the math, is all I'm saying.
Right.
Oh, they're shipping in May.
They're
Wow.
shipped, so they are made.
Already
So
made.
they are
If
made.
they're shipping in May, then they're made.
They're made already then. It's the last line of the article.
Okay, so we've hooked up with a company recently, within the past 30 to 60 days. They've made a cigar within those 30 to 60 days.
Right.
And that cigar is ready within 12 weeks, miracle time, with perfect boxes. We're good to go, 1,000 done.
This has to be something that was already made, one of those deals.
Right, exactly. It's your standard. That's what I'm getting to. It's your standard 6x52 Toro, right?
Right.
So hey, we have these. Why don't we just put some bands on them?
Right. Put
That-
some bands on them, give you a pretty box, boom, we're done.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
That would be my guess, 100%. That's why they're ready to go.
Baseball guy's going to be at the PCA.
Okay.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Is he large?
I don't think so.
No, he's
He
just
has one of those-
normal size.
He has one of those torpedo bats. It's
Oh,
pointy
he's
on
got a
one end.
torpedo bat. Is he gonna bring
Pointy on
it?
one end. Probably. I would.
Yeah.
Luciano Cigars and Empress Madrinza del Tabaco S.A. launched Constella Group. Luciano Cigars and whatever this other people are. Oh, EMT. They have an abbreviation. Thank God.
Okay.
A tobacco company in the Azores have launched Azores,
In the Azores.
have launched a new joint venture called Constella Group. As part of the new joint venture, Luciano Cigars' U.S. operation will now be known as Constella. So he's changed the name again.
Well, it's not his name anymore.
Right. The new entity aims to combine the two companies' various operations under one roof. This includes premium cigar manufacturing, distribution, storage, regulatory compliance, including track and trace and tobacco trade across continents. EMT's history dates back to 142 years, and it operates Fabrica de Tabaco Estrella, a large tobacco factory in São Miguel, Azores, that primarily produces cigarettes and cigarillos, but also has a small handmade cigar operation.
Right. So they're looking to expand into premium cigars, which makes sense. They've been around for like 140 years or something.
142 years
Right.
making cigarettes and cigarillos.
Okay.
So we make a little bit of cigars. So you know what? Look at this guy. He's pretty fancy.
So is this the end of the article?
No.
Okay, keep going.
Executives of Luciano Cigars and Empress, joined by Governor of the Azores and Mayor of San Miguel for the joint venture signing. Constella Group becomes the parent holding company of Luciano Cigars.
Right.
And Luciano Cigars business operations will be rebranded as Constella USA, which will handle sales, distribution, payables, and receivables, meaning retailers will eventually be ordering from and interacting with Constella USA. At the upcoming PCA Convention and Trade Show, Luciano Cigars booth will be co-branded with Constella. Luciano Morales will serve as president of Constella USA. In addition, Luciano's U.S. trademarks will be transferred to Constella.
That's
Luciano's cigar portfolio will continue under the Constella umbrella with the existing Luciano logo maintained by... You told me to keep reading.
No, that's perfect. Okay, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
I own 4 trademarks.
Okay.
I then go into this joint venture. Why would I abandon my trademarks and give it to the other company?
Give it to the new company?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to file bankruptcy and not pay anybody.
You think that's what it is?
Well, they're not going to mention that part, but
If I own trademarks, that's one of that. It can be the most valuable thing I possess, right?
Sure.
Intellectual property.
that's how he gets them to take him on.
Right? By possessing those now, if I surrender them over to another company, what am I doing? Why would I do that?
Because
What's the logic?
Well, his name is pretty bad in the industry, right?
his name, but maybe not the brand names.
Well, his
So maybe the
name
brand
is
names
the
are
brand
still
name,
worth
right?
something.
Okay.
Well, it's like Fiat Lux and
that's like
Marcio, whatever.
But that's like a sub brand name. I mean, it still says Luciano on the box.
I have my own theory.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
Here, entirely theoretical. If I were being sued by someone,
Right?
could they be battling me for the possession of those trademarks?
That could.
You think so? What do you think, Boots? I don't know.
I mean, he could, but it'd be a lot.
So
of
let's say
money
he's being sued by a factory that made those cigars.
So,
They
okay.
could claim we own or we want those names because we're making the cigars.
Wait, these are, or whatever the case may be. Hey,
Right.
that's my name. He can't use this, right? I never approved him to take the trademarks from me. So,
Oh, I got you.
hey, I
didn't
want
own
to
'em in the
create a
first
cigar.
place, right?
You're a factory.
Okay.
I want to create a cigar, and I want to call it, I don't know, whatever, bananas or whatever.
Oh, I make banana for you.
All right, banana brand.
Banana
Okay.
brand.
And then you file the trademark for it.
I own it now.
I'm like, whoa, wait a second. This is my brand. You're just making the cigar for me.
No, I file. It's mine.
So then I go and I file a lawsuit saying, hey, this guy filed for this trademark and it's mine. He doesn't own the rights to it.
Oh, I'm Luciano in the story.
Right.
Ah, I thought you were Luciano.
And then, no, I'm the guy that got taken.
Got you.
Allegedly.
Right.
I'm coming after you.
Right.
So what do?
I give them to someone else.
I bring it to somebody else.
Right.
Right?
It's not mine no
It's not
more.
mine anymore.
I know how
I'm
it.
sorry. I no longer possess this trademark. If you
Let
want
me
to
tell you about my farm.
let me tell you about my farm. That's the only logical thing I
It's
can
in the
think of.
source. It's very nice. Very
Honestly,
nice.
that's the only logical thing I can think of.
Right.
As to why I would forfeit trademarks to another company.
Sure.
Is if I thought that it was under fire and somebody had
Someone's coming after him.
and they had legs to stand on, that I either A, can't afford to battle them in court, or B,
Right.
I would lose to them in court. So I'm going to skate it down a step.
How does that work? You think, okay, if I'm being sued for my names of my brands,
Right.
I am the guy who owns all the brands, and I'm being sued and they want those brands. You think if there is a pending lawsuit, there would be something legal that says I can't just give them to somebody else.
You would think. Again, this is beyond my scope.
Right. It's not in our pay grade. I understand.
All I know is
Let's
that
call Skip.
all I know is that if I own a trademark and I possess that trademark, I'm not about to just surrender it to another company that I'm going to do a joint venture with. Like, no. Not at all. One major thing that I learned from some of my mentors in this industry
Yes.
is that, a handshake is important, but make sure that you're holding the cards.
Right.
Always try and control as much as you can for your own destiny. If you're going to rely on somebody else, you better make damn sure that they got your back 100%. Right? So when it comes to a trademark, I would want to possess my own trademarks. If I'm going to abandon them, then there has to be a logical reason for it.
Right.
And it isn't just because I think you're cool.
right.
You know what I mean?
Come on.
We're going to start working together. You know what? You just hang on to these.
Yeah, you know what? For shipping purposes, I should probably have the name.
Right. Okay.
It's just this legal thing. They're still yours.
Still
Just on
yours.
paper, they're mine.
Right.
It's fine. It's the way everybody does it. Padron, somebody else owns the name. Not George.
No, not Jorge.
Well, I call him George.
What else you got?
He still has distribution agreements with Peter James Cigars and Delay Zigarin. Peter James Cigars.
Okay.
Is two now part of the constellation. Our vision for Constella is never about simply becoming larger. We are set to create something meaningful built on mutual respect and the belief That growth should enhance identity, not dilute it. This is about preserving our core values and shaping blah, blah, blah.
I guess underrated didn't track, so now we're moving to resilience. That's what it sounds like to me.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. We're so happy. Well, I'm speeding it.
Perfect.
Okay.
The newest version of the Knuckle Sandwich Chef Special is a annual limited edition from chef and restaurateur Guy Fieri, brand they created with Espinosa Premium Cigars, is sent to come to stores later this month. The 2025 version is a 6x55 box press Toro that uses a Brazilian Matafina wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and fillers. The first couple of years, we kept things very approachable, said Hector Alfonso, master blender of Espinosa Cigars, via a press release. But last year's broadleaf is now this year's Brazilian Matafina. We're turning up the flavor. This year's blend has a richness we know our fans will love. It is produced at the San Lutano factory in Octal, Nicaragua, with production limited to 2,000 boxes of 10 cigars. Pricing is set at $16 per cigar and $160 per box. This is one of Guy's favorite lines, said Eric Espinosa, president of Espinosa Premium Cigars, in a press release. Bro, we always make sure the Chef Special lives up to its name, and the 2025 is no exception. Cigars will be featured in Espinosa's booth at the 2025 PCA trade show. It's coming week. The shipping expected to happen late April, early May. The Knuckle Sandwich Chef Special debuted in 2022. It was originally called Chef Special. The cigar would return the following year with the name changed to Chef Special. They would be named kept for 20. What? It's the same thing.
The same name.
All right, Guy Fieri's Knuckle Sandwich line adding a Puro Nicaragua.
Oh.
The newest cigar of Knuckle Sandwich line is cigars will be an all Nicaraguan blend, and they won't have any trouble picking it out on the store shelves. It's called the Knuckle Sandwich Puro Nicaragua. Dressed in black, silver, and red bands with a silver foot ribbon, the line will be offered in 3 sizes, 5x52, a 6x54, and a 6x60 Gordo. The cigars are made in San Lutano factory in Octal, Nicaragua. Will be displayed next week at the convention. They're scheduled to begin shipping shortly after the show concludes. This will bring Knuckle Sandwich portfolio to 4 regular production lines.
Okay.
As the Puro Nicaragua will join the Knuckle Sandwich, Habano, Maduro, and Connecticut. There have also been a handful of limited releases. Cigar was announced via Cigar Aficionado. Representative confirmed the accuracy of the details.
Okay.
You want to talk about the Independence Day cigar?
I mean, well, yeah, you know, he's covering a lot of things going into this show, right?
Yes, they have a lot going on.
And it's cool to see that happening, even though with the AJ Fernandez fire, even though that factory isn't where they make their cigars, you would assume that because they're in the other factory, things would get bogged down and backed up, and who knows what that looks like logistically.
Well, if they're going to start shipping right after the show, I'd imagine they've already taken possession of these cigars.
Yeah. Pre-tariff.
Yes.
So, do you think Guy Fieri is happy with the overall outcome and work and effort that he's put in so far into the cigar industry? What do you think?
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think I'm maybe happy, but I think he's satisfied with the way it's going right now.
Okay. What do you think, Boots?
Yeah, I mean, it's another part of his portfolio, you know?
Yeah, but this is more of a passion project than anything, right?
Right. I mean, it's obviously it's going great. I mean, they keep coming out more and more, but he also picked a great, you know, company to do it with.
Okay. Yeah, I just don't. I'm curious. I don't know. You know what?
Oh, I thought you were going to say you heard. No, I've heard he's heard it.
No. What do you think that? What did when Guy Fieri started into this? What do you think his vision was? And is it the same that it is now? Does he have greater aspirations? Does he have less aspirations? You know, has everything gone the way that he thought it was going to go?
I think he's doing better than he expected.
Yeah.
I think originally he was like, you know, I'd like to make a cigar.
Right.
You know, I'm going to call it the Knuckle Sandwich. That's my brand, blah, blah, blah. I want to make this one cigar. Now he's up to 4 regular production items.
Do you think that he gets the notoriety that he deserves?
No.
No.
In the cigar industry or as a whole?
In the cigar industry.
In the cigar industry. And food, I think he's held a higher, whatever the word is.
I mean, a Knuckle Sandwich is a great cigar.
So, yeah, but, you know, I mean, he made a top 25 from Cigar Aficionado a couple of years ago, I think. He got acknowledged on Half Wheel.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that the media in general gives him...
No.
I think he's becoming more of a regular name in the cigar industry now. He's not special, for lack of a better word.
Right.
Because he comes to everything. He shows up to everything. He's always got a cigar in his mouth on anything he does. I think the fact that he's going to be there is great, but I think now, people are going, I've had my picture with him 3 or 4 times now.
I think it's still a great thing, man.
I did say it wasn't a great thing. Because I've even heard some of the media guys go, well, they're bringing Guy Fieri again. I guess we don't need to talk to him.
Oh,
So you think it's lost the pizzazz, is what you're saying,
Yeah.
Palmer?
I have more questions for Guy now. Every year as he gets in here.
Well, we're not the average media person, Michael.
Yeah, I don't need a picture with him. I want to sit down and talk to the guy. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right, yeah.
I want to understand.
No, they're going over the list of people that they want to see, and they're like, then somebody will go Guy Fieri, and they go, well, we've sort of done that already. Now let's find somebody else.
You think so?
Yeah, but that's like the big
I don't want to say
thing in
names,
this-
but I've heard that exact conversation.
Really?
Yes, I'll tell you on the Patreon.
Oh, okay. Ooh, so Jack's going to know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Jack will know. I don't care if Jack
He
knows.
says, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I want to talk to Guy. I want to know specific
Do you want to
things.
schedule another appointment to sit down and talk to him?
Jack says he's going to work it out.
Oh, so you've already asked?
Yeah.
I don't find these things out. I don't know.
No, you find out on Saturday when we go. Hey, we got to go. We're going to go.
Hey, we got to go. We're talking to Guy Fieri.
Oh, well, I
didn't wear anything nice.
Well, I got some meetings. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I want
I'm
to.
selling some cigars today.
I want to get my Guy Fieri compliment because he's going to say something nice about me because he's really good at that. I'm going to tell him he has great hair. Oh, you have great hair.
You have great hair.
You know,
And a lovely fashion sense with your jewelry.
we're going to butter each other up.
Oh.
And yeah, no, I mean, I just want to know. I'm
Do you
curious.
need alone time? Should I distract Jack and we should leave the room?
Is that in the cards?
I can arrange that.
Nah, it's okay. It's not necessary. But thank you.
can-
I'm a married man.
You can knuckle his sandwich or something. I don't know.
I can knuckle his sandwich. Oh,
I
look
don't
at
know
you.
what it's called.
Oh.
Well, you young
Is that
people
the
do.
term? No, so I don't think that he really gets the credit that he should have. Every year, I feel like
You just say credit. You said notoriety.
same thing.
It was the same thing, yeah.
No, I don't think it's the same thing.
Okay, then
I think he's done more for the cigar industry than he's given credit for, yes.
Yeah.
But I think that some people feel that he's been around so much that it's not, it's not like Elvis is walking in the building anymore.
Okay.
Like, hey, there's Guy Fieri. Yeah, hi, Guy. Remember me? I took a picture the last 3 years you were here.
Got it.
Well, no. I don't know. He's still the big
You
deal.
still get excited when you see old sports guys. You don't count.
I mean, he's a big
fan.
deal. Guy's a big deal. No matter how, and he's not that accessible.
And he's sticking around in the cigar industry.
How much you want to bet the line is still around the fucking?
Yeah.
Who else is going to be there besides Luciano's newest
I have no
scapegoat
idea.
or what it was called?
Tyson has left the building.
Well, didn't they say the UFC fighter?
Conor McGregor?
Was he coming out with
Is
a
he going? I hope not. I just watched Roadhouse again. He's a terrible actor.
Notorious?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think Notorious is going to be a PCA.
No?
Walking around like this.
No.
I
There's
need
no
another
way.
sandwich. You're going to have to make more sandwiches.
That would be cool if he was there, but I don't think he's going to be there.
Oh, that's right, because he's making a cigar now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't think he shows up.
I'd rather see the little guy with the dog.
Shorty?
Shorty.
His name is Shorty.
Shorty?
Yeah.
That felt insulting.
He's been around forever.
I know he has, but I haven't met him.
You want to talk about media guys who've seen and spoken to somebody enough? That's Shorty. Okay. All right. What else you got?
Espinosa expands the 601 La Bamba Warhead line with Independence Day. Espinosa Cigars expanding the 601 La Bamba Warhead series, a special edition called the Warhead Independence Day.
America.
The cigar's box press, 6.5 by 55 Toro, dressed in a red, white, and blue color scheme that draws on the American flag, has been created as a promotional item to reward loyal customers and deepen engagement with the Espinosa brand. The blend is new and distinct from all previous Warhead releases with a dark Ecuadorian Moraro? It must be a typo. It's supposed to be Maduro, I'm guessing.
Maybe.
Wrapper over Nicaraguan binder and filler. The company says that tobaccos were selected for their strength, balance, and complexity, just like Jack and Hector,
You're right.
with the intent of creating something more than just a cigar, but something that is statement of growth and appreciation. We wanted to create something not only special but different from our loyal customers, said Eric Espinosa, president of Espinosa Premium Cigars, via press release. It's a cigar that rewards loyalty and sparks curiosity. The cigars are made at the San Latano factory in Octal, Nicaragua, with production limited to 2,500 boxes of 10 cigars. Pricing set at $18 per cigar, $180 per box.
I believe all those will sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those will sell.
Yeah.
You can take an orders at the
Easily.
trade show, blah, 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 blah. They're going to release the second Warhead release year. Oh, they're coming out with a Warhead 11 later in the year.
Nice.
All right, there's Oliva's making a cigar for the PCA.
Okay. We can start wrapping this up.
Well, then tell us about the new Roma Craft Toros, Michael, because that's the only story we have left.
Oh, well, the new Toros are coming out. You have 3 different ones from the line, the Intemperance lines. You have the EC, you have the Whiskey Rebellion, and you have the Volstead. They all have weird names because that's what they do. One's called Fidelity. I know that. It's 6x52. It's one of the most sought-after sizes in the industry, and it's finally coming to fruition in the Intemperance lines.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to them. I think that EC is going to do very well.
6x54.
I'm sorry, I
Toro
apologize.
Extras.
Thank you. 6x54. So, yeah.
It's replacing the 5.5x54 Bellicoso Vitola. It's sold in each Intemperance blend with these new Toros.
Correct. Because Toro is more popular than Bellicoso.
So there's the Treachery, the Fidelity, and the LaGuardia.
Airport?
The LaGuardia. And the Whiskey Rebellion is the Tully.
Okay. Yeah, those should do very well. Foreign and domestic just came into the shop, so
Why are they so little?
you want to make a little cigar.
They look bigger. You know why? For smoking outside in the wintertime.
And for the winter sales? For the winter sales. Yeah, well, it's 110 degrees outside already. It's April.
Well,
Right.
they had production problems. What do you want?
All right, so briefly before we go, everybody's going on these tangents about tariffs and all this other yada, yada, yada. Here's something that they're not talking about. This is what I need Boots to do. Boots, do me a favor and look up FDA tobacco user fee and tell me what it is.
How much or what it is?
Tell me what it is.
While he's looking that up, our listener of the week is Julian Gordon.
Oh, Jules.
And the shop of the week is Briar Patch Tobacco in Wisconsin.
Very nice.
They have an appointment with us at the show.
Excellent. Look forward to
Now back to you, Boots.
You got it?
There's a lot of reading here.
Well, I'll cut you off. Don't worry.
No pictures.
No, I got to read through this. You guys have nothing else to talk about right
my
this
God.
second?
Okay, then I'll just do it because
Everybody loves when you read. It was so much from last week's reading.
FDA tobacco user fee is a fee assessed and collected by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration from manufacturers and importers of certain tobacco products to fund the agency's tobacco regulatory activities. These fees are authorized under Section 919 of the Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act, which was amended by the Family Smoking Prevention and Tobacco Control Act of 2009. Purpose of the fees is to support the FDA's efforts to regulate tobacco products, including activities like preventing youth tobacco use, reviewing product applications, and ensuring compliance with federal regulations. These fees apply to 6 classes of tobacco products: cigarettes, cigars, snuff, chewing tobacco, pipe tobacco, and roll your own. Manufacturers and importers of these products are required to pay based on their market share, which is calculated using the data on the volume of products they release into domestic commerce and the federal excise taxes they pay. The total amount of user fees to be collected each fiscal year is set by law, and the FDA divides this into quarterly assessments. For example, the fees fund inspections, public education campaigns, yada, 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 et cetera, et cetera.
I have the number. I was looking for a number.
Okay. So what's the number?
So for the physical,
$232 million?
No, physical year 2025.
Yeah.
For a full year,
Okay.
would be $712 million.
$712 million in an FDA user tobacco fee.
Right.
That's collected by brand owners and manufacturers.
Now hold on. Now that's just on cigars. Now let me
That's
read.
just cigars. Well, that's all we care about.
Okay.
Okay. So if the FDA, there's a thing going on right now where if the FDA appeals this, then this user fee can still continue forward.
Oh,
Okay.
they're trying to get rid of it.
Well, we just remove the head guy of the FDA, right? So, in essence, even though this tariff may go into play, a user fee, it's not a tax, it's a user fee, by giving the FDA the permission to regulate us, by paying them so they can regulate us, that may go away in this upcoming month. We'll see what that looks like. If it does, I'm curious to see how much it offsets for the additional taxes and the tariffs.
Okay, so the user fee thing's going away, supposedly.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I haven't seen anybody talk about that at all.
No, nobody's mentioned it at all.
Not a single but I've had enough experts say on Facebook, as to what exactly this tariff means.
Right.
Okay, well, let's talk about all of it then. Let's talk about all of these things moving forward.
Where did they announce that this might go away? Because and I'm not disputing you. How did you find out?
I'm smart.
Well, I know you're very intelligent, man, Michael. I'm very muscly and so attractive.
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
In 15 years of being in the cigar industry, there's a handful of guys that I trust as far as knowledge and information, and I respect their opinions when they speak. Right? I will always listen to them and then draw my own conclusions.
Okay.
It's probably like five or six people, right?
Gotcha.
But the majority of the people that I see on the internet have no idea what's going on.
I mean, Half Wheel hasn't even mentioned this.
Well, I'm sure that they have, or at least what Charlie will do is if an appeal happens or if there's no appeal, then he'll state it. I'm willing to bet the farm that that's the case. But none of that. But it's a possibility that's going on as we speak.
Right.
We talked about tariffs being a possibility for 6 months or whatever the case may be. As the guy was running through elections, he was covering that, right? Okay, well, now tariffs are in play. So how does it look like? Is there a possibility for an offset? Maybe. And what would that offset look like? Well, I could tell you that this is on the board right now.
Sure.
But no one's mentioning it.
No.
Why isn't anybody mentioning it?
I don't know.
Right. That's what doesn't make sense to me. So, all right, now we're losing you.
No. Not losing me.
Okay. All right. Anything else to add?
No. Nope. We leave at the PCA in 2 days.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, thank you, everybody, for watching and listening, and you'll be hearing from us from PCA.
Welcome to the Cigar Hustler Podcast, the show brought to you commercial-free.
But a massive shout out to our amazing patrons on the Patreon.
Thanks to your unwavering support, we're able to do unfiltered, unbiased opinions. All things cigars, personalities in the cigar world.
Your backing makes it possible for us to keep it real.
Our listeners, cheers to you.
If you would like to become a Patreon member, go to www.patreon.com and search the Cigar Hustler Podcast. That one up.